Hello, today we're transforming one sheet of paper into this little miniature book. Be sure to subscribe to hear more tips and tricks like this. So I'm using one sheet, 9" by 12" of the Happy Color watercolor paper. It's 300-gram weight, and a gel plate, and I'm going to completely cover one side of the watercolor paper and also use household items and stencils to help create textures for this. The goal here is I want to create a little miniature booklet for one of my sons because he's doing his state mandated testing, and I just want to show him that I'm proud of him and he can use it as a little sticker book. So first off, I'm adding the watercolor, not watercolor, sorry about that. I'm adding the acrylic paint and using pop tabs or soda can tabs in order to create the texture. I'm going to fast forward through some of the adding the paint to the watercolor paper just because of the fact that after you see one or two of these, it's the same process over and over again. Other household items I'm using include the pill packages from like an used container of Lanzoprazole. And Spider-Man really likes cool colors, especially green. So I'm using a lot of greens and blues here. This is the top to a spice container that we had used up, and it creates a really interesting texture. After I add the pattern on here, I'm going to have to let it completely dry before I can add on the color that I'm going to use to pull it off with. I'm also using these petite gel plates that I just recently bought, so I wanted to try them out. Here's a stencil as well, and I'm going to be sure and include the links to the supplies within the description of the video for anyone who's interested. When using these petites, one thing that I noticed, the petite gel plates are a little bit more difficult for me to paint on and to also add and remove to the paper because my fingers are a lot bigger. So I need to invest in the holders for those gel plates to make it a little easier to transfer things. So now I've fully let the original spice container pattern dry, and now I'm going to add on the color that I want to use to, colors here that I want to use in order to pull this print. I want not a thick layer, but it can't be too thin either. So it's got to fully cover the print in order to be able to fully pull off the pattern. Sometimes it's better to pull the plate from the paper than the paper from the plate, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. I apologize in the background. You may be able to hear A-Bomb. He's going crazy, dancing to Danny Go. Another tip or trick that I have is many times to help with the transfer is I use another brayer on the backside to help push it down and to add an even pressure. So now I'm starting to fold the paper into a book. I turn it over on the other side and fold it in half. Then I'm going to open it up and fold it in halves again to where there are 1/4 of the sheet essentially that have been folded. It's really good to make a good crease here, especially since this paper is pretty thick. And it'll also make it easier for whenever I have to cut it. This is along the short side. Now I'm going to look at it on the long side of the paper, and I'm going to fold it into thirds. Fold one side into a third and the next side into a third. And again, make sure the creases are really well defined. I did use a ruler. I cut that part out to measure my thirds, just to help since I'm not the best with straight lines. Now by flipping over on the back, there should be 12 squares, or rectangles. They're not squares, they're rectangles. 12 rectangles. And I make a little mark on the top right and the lower left corner. So you can see that little mark. That way I know where I'm going to cut. I just take my box cutter and I slice down that well-defined crease from the little point that I made, what had been the top right edge, all the way down. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing from the other side. And doing this is going to make it, I don't know, what's that shape? Like a S shape, serpentine shape. And now you can fold it like an accordion. Sorry, I'm speeding it up here, but you can see that I fold it when I get to the one edge, and I can flip it and fold it again. So it makes a little accordion book. And one thing that I like to do is I just take an Elmer's glue stick and I'm going to glue the non-colored parts, like the backs, to each other, just to help give it more stability. You don't have to do this. So that's what I'm showing here, is just taking an Elmer's disappearing purple glue stick, and I'm going to glue the facing white portions, what had been the back side of the watercolor paper, together. And that's just a binder clip to help hold it in place. While I let the glue take hold, I'm going to go ahead and start working on a cover. And for the cover, I'm reusing like a part of a cardboard box that a shower head came out of. I'm just going to measure to get an approximate size. I'm going to measure the book. One thing after I did this I wish that I would have done is just add just a little bit more leeway, I should say, for the spine. What I did is I did it on one side and I rolled it over into the other side, and so you can see there's a little bit of a spine. And I would have liked a little bit more room this time, um, to make the spine, give it a little bit additional flexibility. Now I wanted to decorate this cover, and so the back side of that cardboard was white. So it made it really nice to just do more gel printing and patterns and things using similar colors. And so I'm adding in blues and greens. And for just a um, little pop, I'm adding in some magenta with the stencil. It just helps give it a little extra interest. Not that Spider-Man would mind so much, but I just think it's cool. I really like the way that this cover's turned out. There's just enough interest to it, and now I need to add it onto the actual book. Since the cover's got a harder or a thicker cardboard, I'm going to use Well Bond to attach it on to the book. Well Bond is an adhesive that I typically use for the mosaic work, and I know that it'll help, you know, keep the cover on much better than the Elmer's glue in this instance. So put a thin layer of Well Bond on for each side, and then I'm going to just clip it, and I left it for a while just to help hold it all together. And here's what the final product looks like. I think it turned out great. And I've even added in a little sticker to start off his sticker collection here, because he's doing an awesome job. I'm very proud of him. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to see more and hit like to help support our channel. Thank you and have a great day.